Good evening, teacher. My name is Gabriela Jacqueline Pati Lima. In this occasion, I'm going to explain Book 27, Lesson 4, Grammar Review. The grammar that I will explain are conditional clause with if in the event, in case, unless, if not. Conditional clause with if providing that, unless, if not. Reciprocal pronouns each other and one another. Adverb clause of cause, reason, review. Let's start with the first grammar. If, in the event that, in case that. In case, in the event that, and if are conjunctions to indicate eventuality. They can come before or after the main clause. In case and in the event have the same meaning. If and in the event that have the same meaning too. If and in the event that have the same meaning. Sometimes of or all of them have the same meaning. These three terms are followed by the present and past tense. Future is expressed with present tense. We use both of them as a phrase to say what we should do if or when something happens. These are conjunctions to indicate a conditional clause. The information you want to stress habituality comes first. Let's look some examples to understand better. Here's my phone number. In case or in the event, we maybe can use that or not. We get separated. The term in case is often used without the preposition of to mean if. In the examples, here's my phone number in case, or maybe in this case could be in the event, we get separate. You'd mean the other person should use it if the two of you get separated. This is the meaning. And the other example, if in the event is optional, put that or not. If in the event you are free, do you want to see a movie? In this case, we maybe use how I said if or in the event have the same meaning, but if is most common use in maybe daily conversations, and in the event is more formal than if. But maybe these are synonyms that mean if. Let's look the other example, the other grammar. Conditional clause with if providing that, unless, if not. The conjunctions provided that and providing that can interchangeably be used to mean if on condition that. This is another way to express condition and resolve situations, provided that and providing that have the same meaning. We can use both for meaning of if. And let's look some examples. She will help me provide that I promise to do her homework. We can omit that if we wish. It is maybe it is optional, and it means she will help me if instead of provide, she will help me if I promise to do her homework. Providing that you went to the party, I would go too. If you went to the party, I would go too. Provided you study hard, you can be successful. I will go providing that my expenses are paid. In this case, providing have the meaning of if. Next grammar. Reciprocal pronouns each other and one another. The friends share information and opinions with one another regularly. Bob and Jacob play games with each other at the same time every week. Each other is used when we're speaking about two persons or things, whereas one another is used in the context of speaking about more than two persons or things. There are two words or reciprocal pronouns, one another and each other. If you have used each other in your writing, perhaps you maybe have two persons or things in your mind. Otherwise, you can use one another if you have more persons or things in your mind. If we look at the screen and we look to apples. In this case, maybe we can use each other, but in the box are many apples, so we can use one another. Let's look the examples. Julia and Anna promised each other to meet again the next summer. In this case, we use each other because we are using only two persons in this case. They exchanged gifts with each other. In this case, in our mind, maybe we are thinking that only are two persons. The players were fighting with one another. In this case, the players. When we say the players, maybe we need to imagine more than two persons. In this case, could be 3, 4. I was able to solve my problem on my own, without any help from my partner or one another. In this case, maybe the person doesn't need help. Next grammar. Adverb clause of cause reason. This is a review. Express cause and result. Because, since, and note that commonly introduce the cause or reason. This clause can be placed before or after the main clause without changing the meaning of the sentences. Because is more common than since, both in writing and speaking. When we use because, we are focusing on the reason. Since, we often use since when we want to focus more on the result than the reason. Since is more formal than because. We usually put a comma before since after the main clause. Let's look some examples to understand better this grammar. We have a conjunction of cause reason clause, and effect clause. Because David got to work on Saturday, we will come over on Sunday. In this case, we are expressing a cause, an effect, and result. Since the dog stopped barking, the baby was able to sleep. The same, a cause and effect result. Now that the winter is coming, we must buy warm clothes. In this case, the same. We have a cause and effect. And thank you for your attention. This is it.